This is Laske, named after a wonderful man named Tim Laske. He is one of 7 of a group we call Haven, which is named after the TV show that the rest of them are named after. These guys are all hand-raised, born in 2017. Hi. Hi. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you. Thank you. So many kisses at once. So these guys are all descent from British Columbia. So they're the largest of the subspecies. This guy and Duke, who's the other boy that was over here being an annoyance, both of their parents were born in northern British Columbia. Actually, these guys are Chief's nephews, if I had to think about that for a second because I'm being sat on. And then the other girls in here are Chief's daughters. We give the wolves names not necessarily because they care, but because it makes it much easier for us to tell the difference rather than saying, oh, will you check on wolf number 282? Say, hey, will you check on Laske? Will you check on Sarah? It's much easier for people to remember names than numbers. So when we name puppies, we try to loosely stick to a theme. If it's a TV show or a book series, and in 2017, we all happened to be watching an old sci-fi show called Haven. So we ended up naming most of the puppies born that year after characters in the TV show. Oh my gosh.
When we name the puppies, we don't try, we don't let them, we don't see their personalities before. No, that one's Duke, or that one's Sarah. But we kind of lucked out. The character Duke is kind of a rapscallion guy with a good heart. And this Duke is like he watched the show and knew his namesake, that's for sure. We have a few others that are pretty funny. Sarah, Ripley, Lexi, and Parker are all sort of the same character, and just little stuff like that. You'll have to watch the show to find out. In fact, the actor that plays Duke on the TV show saw a tweet from the center and commented on it and supports our mission and stuff like that. So it's cool to have that little connection with these guys. I'm my best girl. I know we're not supposed to have favorites, but raising them, this girl was always my favorite. This is Lexi. I actually have a tattoo. These are 3 of the animals I raised that year. She's trying to show it. This one right here, that's Lexi, is a little baby. Pretty stable pack of 2 boys and 5 girls. The females are the ones that have way more aggression, especially since there's more girls in here than boys. Laske is a very laid back, doesn't cause problems male. And he's bigger than Duke, but Duke carries himself. He's way more confident, way more cocky, gets in the dogs' faces, around breeding season gets in our face. So I think Duke carries himself, I don't want to say like a leader, but Duke is definitely the most dominant male in here. And then as for females, even right now, at their age, they're starting to figure it out with the females, but I think Sarah and Lexi have this, yeah, you're in charge, but I'm in charge type thing, so they don't really talk about it because they have this common enemy thing with Jordan. So I don't know if that will, hi, am I talking about you? I don't know if at some point that will come to blows, or if Jordan will get sick of it, or if Laske will get sick of it. It's just something that we constantly watch for. We watch for serious aggression in these pens, and sometimes it never comes, and sometimes it does.
So the behavior you're seeing here is not necessarily nice. Jordan, who is the victim, if you will, is very, very low ranking. They're picking on her, but they're not hurting her. So they're just doing this snippy, snappy stuff to kind of establish who's in charge. If she would come sit by me, I would guard her, but they're not going to. And stuff like that, we cannot interfere. Even though I raised them, even though in their little wolf brains, technically I'm still in charge, I'm not going to interfere with something like that and put myself at risk.
For 2 reasons. First of all, as you see, it resolved itself. Here comes Jordan, she's perfectly fine. But also, if I step in, they very well could be like, whoa, 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 Mom, this isn't your fight, you need to stay out. And if they decide that I need to stay out, they're gonna help me stay out. So I just, you know, if it were to get very, very aggressive, we have tools and we have other people that would come in and help us stop it. But it is not something that one person does, and there was no reason for me to do that. She's uninjured, she's fine. So puppies are born here for a multitude of reasons. These guys were born because we partner with Duke University to do some really, really cool behavior studies. And the one that we're doing right now is comparing wolf puppy cognition to dog puppy cognition. These grad students will come out, and they come out when the pups are very young so they can have a relationship with them, because puppies close off their circle very, very young, and it's important that the person doing these games has the puppies are comfortable with them. And so they come out and they help us bottle feed, and then when the puppies are a little bit older, they take cups and they put food under cups. I'm sorry, stop. You put food under cups and they'll point to the cup with the food in it. And dog puppies as young as 6 weeks of age will take cues from humans for food because they have to. That's how dogs survive. You know, Fido's gonna go get his bowl and his kibble and it's gonna be awesome. Wolves don't have that luxury. And there's no reason in their natural history for them to take cues from humans. Why? The wolves that are gonna succeed are the ones that are afraid of humans, not the ones that are comfortable with them. So it's pretty cool to see these, you know, they point to this cup and the wolf is like, what are you talking about? I'll find it myself, thanks. Whereas dogs are like, oh, okay, yeah, that's probably right. So it's a really, really cool study, and it's just amazing to be able to be a part of it.
The 3 of the animals in this pen are part of a really cool study that's going on. 3 of them have these little heart monitors designed by Medtronic right under their skin above where their heart is. And these things, I mean, they're the 1/3 of the size of a AAA battery. They're fantastic. And they measure body temperature, fat impedance, body position, and obviously heart rate. And so it's just so many studies coming out of this. The one we're doing right now is calibrating the body position and the heart rate one. So we have video cameras in each corner of this pen. And the animals that have it, we will catch them and anesthetize them so that it's done safely. And we take the data from the heart monitor. I think it stores 2 years of data, which is amazing. And then we will compare the heart rate and the times to that on the footage and be like, oh, okay, Lexi's heart rate was up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then we look at the footage and, oh, they were playing, or, oh, there was a rabbit outside the fence. And so we can kind of, you know, calibrate these. These were designed for use in humans and are also being used in other animals, black bears, mountain lions. I think there's some in elephants and rhinos now. It's just so cool, and we can find out so many things using this little thing. And Laske has one. I'm feeling it right now. It's that big, just a tiny little thing. And they're put in with just a little slit and then the syringe that goes in. It does not cause them any trouble at all. In fact, sometimes we forget they exist, and I'll be petting and I'll be like, "What's this?" Oh, that's right. It's amazing, and they don't feel it at all.
Actually, Laske here is named after Tim Laske, who is one of the scientists spearheading this heart monitor project. So when we had all decided that this was going to be one of the animals that's going to have the heart monitors in, we're like, well, we just named a puppy after Laske. So, and Tim Laske, the person, is very fond of his wolf and his wolf him.
In a wild wolf pack, the animal in charge remains in charge not by being this big, bossy, you know, I'm gonna go roll everybody. It's very, you know, with poise. So when we're in here, we act as though nothing is wrong. And we have actually, angel pie, we have actually found that one of the few demographics of people that do an excellent job in here, in wolf pens, are actors. Because it's all pretend. Even if you're, you know, super, super nervous, we just tell people, well, that's nice. You gotta pretend that you're not. Pretend you're not afraid. And if you pretend, then the wolves are like, oh, okay, nothing's wrong. And then it's gonna keep them relaxed. It's gonna keep them from thinking, oh, well, if you're acting so strangely, why don't I take a piece of you? So just everything we do is, you know, just underreact to everything. And if the situation arises when the animal assesses that he can take you or that you're no longer safe in that pen, we're always in here with other people. So we can just casually say, like, say for instance, Laske was being aggressive right now. I would say, oh, hey, Berta, let's, he's being a little weird. Let's, you know, let's go, stop taking stuff. Be like, hey, he's being a little weird. Let's get out of here. And then you would, you know, oh, you're a silly boy. I'd stand up and you know, I'd maybe kind of play with some sticks and we'd pick up some stuff and act like, yo, we're cleaning. And then when he stopped, you know, thinking that he was big and tough, then we'd leave. Say you get out of here really quickly after an incident, then that's gonna, you know, speed up the process of the animal being like, oh, okay, I can take you. You know, I'm in charge now. And that's when they become increasingly more dangerous.
So this guy here, he's the high-ranking animal in his pack. This is Duke. The way he's interacting with me is sweet. He's greeting me, he's licking my face, but also he's being just a little bit pushy. It's not dangerous, but the way I'm handling it is just to make sure that it doesn't escalate. So I'm just sort of, you know, right now he's being cute, and he's also trying to roll on me, which I don't blame him. Shampoo and all that. But I'm just, you know, kind of holding his face, not letting him, that's cute. He's super effusive, and when he licks, his teeth hurt. You know, they bump you. It's not him biting me, it's just him being a little pushy. But this is an excellent step. This is what I like to see. He's being so sweet. This is submissive, the fact that he's letting me rub his tummy. And he's closing his eyes. The behavior that I was talking about, when he's kind of jumping on me, you know, he's scratching me a little bit and pawing, that is all assessment. So if I were to do something, if he knocked me over, if I acted like something hurt, he could be like, huh, let me tuck that away in my little brain file to kind of, because wolves aren't gonna just go from 0 to 60 like dogs do. Wolves do not go for their target unless they're sure they can take them. So I just want to make sure that there's nothing on his little brain file that makes him think he can take me. So I underreact to everything. You know, if he is smiling boy, if he was doing that and I just got up and was like, oh, get out of here, and he'd be like, well, I was just pawing you. Why were you reacting that way? And again, back in the little brain file. Something that I really enjoy talking about is how, you know, today, this is totally fine. This is safe for me. They're going up and greeting me and being sweet. But I see them every day. And every day I have to read their behavior. Okay, is today going to be the day that they try to kill me? And so, like I said, all of the staff are trained in canine behavior. I've been reading it my whole life. It's very easy for me. It comes off the tongue. I don't have to think about what I'm seeing. So we have to constantly assess, are they being pushy? Or are they just kind of, you know, playing around and being a little rude? So I have to constantly assess their behavior. They're constantly assessing mine. And I have to adjust myself accordingly every day, every time I come in here. And just, you know, go with the flow of how they're gonna act. And any day or any minute could be the time I could trip. I could be walking funny, and they'll be like, why is she doing that? And if she's doing that, then could this be my moment to be in charge now? Because that is the goal. The ultimate goal for a wolf is to be the high-ranking member of their pack. That's the animal that breeds. That's the animal that eats first. That's the animal with the highest survivorship. And how you become in charge is you kill. I don't want to use the term alpha. You kill your high-ranking individual. And so, if they do correctly assess us, you know, we spend all of their life, even from the time that they're 10 days old, constantly lying to them and telling them that we're bigger, stronger, and tougher than they are. It's all a lie. They can take us. Wolves are very equipped to handle us. Guys were born in 2017, so they're 3 going on 4 now, which they are reproductively mature adults. So at this point, they've established a hierarchy. Clearly, they make sure Jordan is not involved in it at all. And they, you know, there's a lot of, it's much more tense. Breeding season is very, very tense for them. And they just, everything is far more serious. The way that they carry themselves, the way they interact with us, it's far more, okay, well, I'm in charge now, and you're in charge, and I'll greet you, and it'll be good. And, it's not, from babies like Nereus, Ruffian, and Zevel up to even 2-year-olds are, I'm so excited to see you, and they scratch us and they jump all over us, and are rude, but it isn't as important as it is now for this age and up. And these are the animals that around this age sometimes decide, you know what, yeah, no, it's my turn to be in charge. And you guys will see that later with Adam. So lots of people always say, oh, you have wolves, that's so awesome, I want wolves. No, you don't. You don't want to have to come home and not throw yourself onto your couch, or, you stub your toe, you want to be able to make a scene. If that happens in a wolf pen, we can't. I don't care if it hurts. I don't care if you're tired. You got to carry yourself like you are 110%. When you get out, fine. You're out of the pen, make a scene, great. You stubbed your toe, that hurt. But these guys, if there was a time a few years ago I had knee surgery. I did not go in wolf pens for 7 months because I was not 100% and they could tell. And I think that is what sparked Adam's aggression to me. He watched me hobble by his pen every day and was like, what's wrong with her? And he did that for 7 months, and now he's like, hey mom, I saw that. I know what horse you're riding. So you don't want that in your house. Never mind the fact that they'll kill your dogs, they'll hurt your kids, they'll destroy your house. They're not potty trained. They're very timid. These are not pets by any stretch. The fences we have to keep them in are very impressive. There's a 4-foot ground apron. There's a 3-foot overhang. It's just, people should not have wolves. So I kind of want to describe what it's like to take care of these guys every day. I can't really name the feeling because I get here and I'm like, oh, cool, we got a road-killed deer, and then I have to think about, okay, what pen did I feed yesterday? Who doesn't have leftovers today? I'll use this pen as an example. We don't feed animals at the same times because then you get stereotypic behaviors. So despite that, we can't help it that they know what vehicle brings food. So if we have 2 beautiful vehicles donated by Polaris, if they see our Polarises go by, like today we fed these guys a deer torso. And we drove our Polaris up and everybody was like, yes, mom with food. And so we come in the pen and it's a 2-person job to feed out. So today it was Betsy, one of our wonderful interns. She came in and she was talking to these guys. You're not making a big scene. You're not, get out of here. You're not doing that stuff. You're like, oh, hey guys, what are you doing? Then you come in and one person drags the deer and one person keeps the wolves away. And then you drag the deer about 10 feet in and then you back up and these guys, sweet Jordan takes full advantage of us. She's like, oh, they're not gonna eat in front of you. So they run up and Jordan takes a few chomps. And then once we're out, everybody else kicks her off because low-ranking animals eat last. But it's just, I don't think of it, but being able to feed out with, for example, feeding out with Betsy, she always goes, God, it's so cool. That it's kind of reopened my eyes, and I feel like this happens to me all the time. It'll reopen my eyes and I'll be like, yeah, that is so cool. Because they're so powerful and their communication with each other is incredible to watch. It's the coolest thing. And I still will sometimes be like, oh yeah, I'm going to work, and I'll just be thinking like, ha, that's a wolf. Wolves are cool. I work with wolves. And really, some of the other things, seeing people's reactions when I say I work with wolves, they're just like, wolves? Like they're this mythical creature. And I have this, I don't want to say connection because it sounds corny, but I know them. I can read them. I know what they're thinking. I know how they're feeling. I know what's going on with them. And just being able to know that kind of gives me the sense of like, oh, that's cool. I know that. I know wolves. I know this. So I think it's just magical.
How are you? Look it. Hi, buddy. Good boy. And then there's Sweet Graham. Hi. Hi. He's not subtle about his feelings. Sweet Sam isn't either. So this pack was born in 2015. We call them Nat Geos because National Geographic came out and did a really awesome special on them. But this is a wonderful pack, multiple litters. Adam is also Chief's son. Hey babies! Look it! Adam! Oh, hi buddy! Hi! 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 Hi buddy! Hi buddy boy! Hi honey! How are you? Here's my boys! Adam! Hi buddy! Hi buddy! Good boy! So this behavior that you're seeing is kind of the shadow side of what I talked about in Haven. This boy, he was my baby. Again, shouldn't have favorites. He was my favorite. But this is just the way of the wolf pack, if you will. He was a super sweet puppy. Same, there was nothing different about how we raised him versus everybody else. He just decided, he came into power in his social circle, and then he overthrew me. And it is the coolest, I think it's the coolest behavior of any of the wolves here, especially being able to compare the, hi baby, you kind of see how he's walking, see he's tiptoeing, his hair is up. Look it, Adam, hi buddy. And there's nothing different about how I'm acting. I'm greeting him, look it, how I would any of my other animals, but he is just now more dangerous for me. Hi, honey pockets. And everybody else in this pen is still sweet to me, submissive to me. He is just not, and in turn that makes him significantly more dangerous, makes this pen significantly more dangerous than any of the others, at least for me. There are animals that are like that with my mother, like that with Roberta. It just so happens that this is how he is with me. And I love it. He's my kid. I raised him, but now he's in charge. So these guys have actually done multiple studies for Dr. Hare, just like I was talking about in Haven. These guys have done more, actually. They did the ones as puppies, but they also, Dr. Hare sent people out, I believe it was 2 years ago, to do studies on some of the pups, but he also continued the project with the adult pups that he tested multiple years ago. And it was really cool to see the results and see what animals were willing to participate and who wasn't. Hi, little man. Good boy. This pack is just one of our more spectacular packs. I think they're just beautiful and they're huge. These are also British Columbian origin animals. Hi, sweet Shakira, you're so cute. One of the downfalls to having Adam be so aggressive to me is that that means I can't visit the other animals in here. And when we do go in here to do medical care, stuff like that, there's a large team that goes in with me to protect me from Adam. And he spends all the time being like, who can I get by? I want a piece of her. But it changes how I get to interact with these guys. So anytime Adam is over there, I like to, hi honey, sneak a little second with these guys because they're just awesome animals.
So, you know, this is kind of goes back to, well, one of the things that I think about every day is just having these guys here, you know, they represent something so crucial for the future of wolves in the wild. It's just, it's amazing. It's so cool to work with every day and be a part of the education and the conservation and the research studies that we do. It's amazing. This is the downside to smelling clean, is they think you smell awesome.